Good morning and welcome back. If we haven't met, my name is Dave and this is the Handyman for Hire YouTube channel. It's a home improvement DIY kind of channel, and this is my helper Ralph, and today we are replacing a furnace at a customer's house, and they have a really sweet husky, so he's got a little play date. So a couple of things that as a homeowner you can replace your own furnace, and a lot of companies require that you be an HVAC contractor to get equipment, which I am, but as a homeowner that doesn't have one, it's not a very difficult task. You can definitely do this job yourself with some regular around the house tools. If you don't have tin snips, that might be something you would get, or a 5/16 and 1/4 inch nut driver. I'll show you what mine looks like. Those tools are relatively cheap and can save you thousands. It's crazy how much people these big companies overcharge when it comes to putting in heating and air equipment like furnaces and AC and whatnot. So yeah, a lot of companies will require that you have a contractor's license, but Goodman is not one of those companies. So you can go on Amazon, eBay, find the right size equipment, so you can look at the model and serial number of your equipment and see what size it is if you want to replace it, so you can make sure that you put the same size system in. I don't know if many people know that anyone can buy a Goodman unit, but now you know. So anyways, we are going to get this furnace replaced. This one, I've got a few other furnace replacement videos that are some of them are kind of cramped, but this one, it's wide open in an unfinished basement. So I think it's gonna be a real quick in and out kind of job, but it'll give you an idea of different layouts. Every furnace is in a different position. Some are horizontal, so I'm sure in future videos we'll have more that are different layouts, so you can get ideas on how to replace yours if that's something you want to do. So anyway, stay tuned and we'll get this thing swapped out. So this is what we're working with. Shut her down. She's vibrating quite a bit. So super open space. Hey. Interesting. Does not have a flex line. Alright, so our first thing here is remove our gas line. Next, we are going to disconnect our electrical. So that's shut off. I'll check it with a hot pen, make sure. Good. No power. Okay. This is for the ultraviolet light. One thing to note is that if you've got one of these, even on a light fixture, you can't tell which is neutral because they're both black. But these white letters signify that this is a neutral wire. So this is going to be your neutral, that's going to be your hot. just another tip. It'd be helpful if you have any like IKEA light fixtures and stuff like that. So I'm gonna take this nut off of the back side here. Another pro tip here is, you can see that, but sometimes you can't get a pair of pliers in there. So here's a trick. Take a flat blade screwdriver, put it on one of these notches, and just give it a tap, and that will loosen it, just like that. Now on the inside here, I'm just gonna give myself some length. These off, and then this should pull out. There we go. So that's free. There's no power to it. Next thing we want to disconnect here is our thermostat wire, which is this brown wire here. These two. One thing you can do with this for the thermostat wire, just snap a picture so you remember where these go. In general, green is for your fan, and that will go to G. C is common, so if you have a thermostat that requires a C, it would go there. These two wires are for your condenser, so one is C and one goes to Y. That turns on the compressor. So those two will generally be in a separate loom there. W is generally white, and that is going to be for your heat signal. Let's see. This was your Y. So this is the call for cool. Normally this is yellow, but they didn't have a yellow, so they used blue. Sometimes it's blue, but in general, yellow will go to Y, and blue will go to common. But again, because they didn't have yellow, that's why. So this is your AC signal. And then lastly, R is your 24 volt power supply. So that basically gives the thermostat power from the board. So we'll pull these up through. Here. Hey buddy. Guy. What you doing? I'm glad Ralph is having a good time. Alright. Let's hop over to our ductwork here. To give you an idea here, this is generally how they're attached. Some zip screws that basically hold this return duct to the furnace. So we're going to remove all of those. Okay. So that's loose on that side. What we're going to do next here is our exhaust venting. Like that. So we're just going to bend this. Get it out of the way there. The last thing we have here is the attachment point for this to our furnace. So this is our inside coil. I'll give you a better view of that. So these are the tools I was talking about. Malco makes them. So I've got a shorty and a long one. And these are really cool because, so like this guy, I couldn't get into there with a short one. So the long one works. And then they are reversible. So that's 5/16 is yellow, And then red, you just flip it and it's magnetic. So it'll hold your zip screws. They're a little pricey, but man, these things, they save so much time. Here's our inside coil. These are right-hand cutting snips, so they will not work. I'm trying to cut this way. It won't go straight. These are left-handed, so you notice they go straight here. So if you're getting snips, sometimes they come in 3 packs, a right, a left, and a straight. So just FYI. So as you can see, we've got it over to where we can slide this furnace out. And then we're attaching to this inside lip here. Take a little bit of finagling, but you should be able to get it far enough back where it's almost centered with your coil. So you see, as I got this attached up here to the floor joist, going under this and up to the joist up there, and as I crank this, you'll notice that that is moving up. Now, you don't need it too high, you just need enough space to slide this furnace out. All right, it's the hard part right there. Out the way. No. Watch out. All right. So before we slide this in, obviously this air is being pulled in through the filter, so we need to make an opening right here. So we're going to measure our opening. To do this the easiest way, I'm going to use those turbo shears. So this is by far the easiest method. I'm going to just make a hole right in the corner.
Alright. First thing we're going to do here is move this front cover. These always come attached here from the manufacturer. And it goes right here. Are attached on here, so this is solid. We're just going to tape this. I'm going to get this sealed off, all of this. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna drill a hole back here so that this box will be able to attach. This guy. And we're gonna make sure we got this at the right height. Just eyeballing it where the box is at. It's gonna be about right here. Pop this nut back through, feed our wires through. Something you can do is hold the nut in place with your left hand and twist this backing piece. That's what I just did here, and it worked really well. So these were our two wires up here that we need constant power to, if you remember. I'm gonna go through this hole, be a little bit more incognito. Then if you remember, the wire with our lettering is gonna be our neutral, and this is gonna be our hot. I'm gonna run our hot through this conduit and attach it to this one that we had loosened earlier. We've got our other one, which is going to go to our neutral. Next, I'm going to take our black. Let's do our thermostat wire next. Lower cover. Okay. So let's go ahead and get our venting done. It'll be super duper easy. Same exact spot the old one was. Wow, that was obnoxiously easy.
Here.
And that's it. As always, make sure to get a water bottle. We're going to spray everything down. But in the meantime, we can start it up and see what it does. So good. All right, so we're heading out from that job. Everything went really easy. Everything runs really nicely. And like I said, it's all covered under a 10-year Goodman warranty. So hope you guys found the video helpful. Maybe if you're thinking about doing this, or if you're going off as an HVAC tech, all of these tips and things are helpful. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please remember to subscribe to the channel. We're doing a giveaway every single month, $50 gift card, so make sure you subscribe so you'll be entered for that, in addition to the awesome content that we have coming out. So hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.